Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is my girlfriend Lindsay's bare eye. As you can see, she doesn't really have much of a crease, and this would be called what most of you guys consider a hooded eyelid. So I wanted to show you guys the proper way to apply eyeshadow for those of you guys that are having trouble with this. So if you want to learn how to do this, keep watching. So basically I started off with a little bit of concealer on the lid, and yes, it does crease a little bit, so the least that you use, the better. A little bit goes a long way with that stuff. So the first step is going to be to use an eyeshadow base. This is ArtifactPaintpot by MAC, and basically it's a deep burgundy jewel tone color because we're going to be using purple eyeshadows. You're more than welcome to use whatever you like or anything similar to that. And I'm going to take, once again, just a little bit. And as far as the placement, when you have hooded eye, you're going to, an easy little trick that I like to do is I take the opposite end of my brush, the pointed end, and you look for basically that socket area. Anywhere along the orbital part of the eye, right where the socket is, that's going to be your crease. So I'm going to take my eyeshadow base, and I don't want anything above that crease area. You're going to be using that crease as the guideline for how far you blend up any of your crease colors and how far along you're going to blend your base. So even right now, the base by itself is giving us a guideline as to where the eyeshadow is going to stop. And it's not going to look perfect, but you want to blend out any harsh lines if there are any, and just make sure it doesn't look too harsh. So basically it's going to look just like that. And obviously if you want your crease to be higher, the higher up that you blend that base or those eyeshadows. So you can also give a false effect of a more properly creased eye depending on how you place your products. So for her brow bone highlight, I'm going to be using Vex eyeshadow by MAC. This is basically one of those duochromes, so it looks kind of like a silvery color, but it reflects purple. This is one of my favorite highlights to use with my purple smoky eyes. And I'm going to take a little bit of that just underneath the brow bone. So basically just that's all you need. Next I'm going to take Fig 1 eyeshadow by MAC, and this is a deep purple. So when I'm working with someone with the hooded eye, what I like to do is take my 219 pencil brush first. I take that brush first, and basically I just place that color on the outer V. And I'm really packing it on. And then I'm taking Shadowy Lady eyeshadow by MAC, which is an even deeper eggplant purple, and I'm putting that on top just to make it a little bit darker and smokier. Okay, now it's going to be time to blend that out. And once again, following the socket of the eye, right where it kind of grooves inward, right in that socket area, that's where we're going to be blending. We're using that as our guideline to blend our shadows. And it may help you to use softer strokes than you would with any other eye for this particular look, simply because you have more control versus just going crazy back and forth. So I'm using more windshield wiper motions and then blending out. If you feel like you've blended too high or the eyeshadow looks over blended or a little sloppy, what I like to do is I take my crease color. I'm using Tete Tint eyeshadow by MAC, and this is basically something that's comparable to Lindsay's flesh tone, so anything that's natural to your own complexion. I'm going to take that in my 224 brush, just because we don't really need a lot of intense color, just a simple wash. And this is going to be that color, the in-between color that kind of blends everything together, so that the crease color and the brow bone color have an even transition. And if you are using a dark color in the crease, it kind of helps blends it out so that it doesn't look over blended or sloppy. So if you find that you've got a little too carried away, the crease color will help you control that. I'm going to put a little stars and rockets on top of that to make it look more purple. For her lid color, I'm using Crystal by MAC, and it's basically an icy purple color. I'm packing that right onto her lid. And since we use the artifact as a base, it kind of gives it a nice jewel toned look underneath. Kind of changes the color a little bit. And you can also apply that lid color as high as you want. Obviously a little bit higher will make it appear as if your crease was higher. And then I'm going to blend around the edges of that. I'm going to take both of those purple colors I used earlier, Fig 1 and Shadowy Lady. And if you have an angled brush, you can use that, but I'm using my MAC 212 brush, which is basically a flat liner brush. I'm going to have Lindsay look up and just apply that on her lower lash line. Next, I'm going to use a black pencil liner. This is Feline by MAC, and I'm going to apply that in Lindsay's waterline. You're more than welcome to use whatever black eyeliner that you may have or your liner of choice. I'm also going to, instead of using liquid liner, I wanted a more smokier look, so I'm also going to use the pencil on her lid. So I'm going to have Lindsay look down. I'm using soft strokes. I'm going to take a little bit of my MAC fluid line on top of that liner to darken it just a little bit, but I don't want any harsh lines in this look. I want it to be a little smoky and a little blurred. You're more than welcome to use whatever liquid liner of choice that you may have. Then I'm going to apply mascara. I'm using Great Lash by Maybelline. As you can see, I'm using my finger to block the mascara from touching her lids. For those of you that have hooded eyelids, that might be a problem for you applying mascara. So this is just another helpful way that you can do that without having your mascara get on top of your lid. Next, I'm going to apply lashes, and I had to cut these down to fit the shape of her lid. And there you go. That is the completed hooded eyelid tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.